Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of XenoClusterio. So, I have done a fair amount, so we're just checking there. We topped off our fuel at the main depot that we set up last time, and now we're going to a little bit of a surprise area. I think I saw some biters just charging there. But we're going to go ahead and go across here, and back up on around, and now we've got a little station set up here. So what this is doing is it's simply pumping the petroleum out. Oh, the poor robot. Must have been floating there. But, two robots. That must have been where all my robots were. Got 9 here. But basically, I just pulled... I had this little extra output here that I pulled off of the splitter that wasn't being used before. I was able to just run that straight on across here. And we've got one machine making sulfuric acid supplying the entire setup here. So we've got the petroleum coming in for the sulfur, which is making the sulfuric acid. And then if we come over and look, we're getting attacked right now. Let's go ahead and get some more of these guys down, just so that I feel a little safer. Because they did attack me at one point, and I was very sad. These, oh, that's loud, isn't it? These, what am I trying to say? Words. These guys, the centrifuges, are not particularly cheap. So, where are they at? Yeah, so I was a little disappointed that they blew one of those up, but that's life. Looks like we don't actually have enough lasers to finish that. But that is okay. So we can get most of them saturated here. I'm sure I'll eventually scale it up, but oh, looks like they're gonna go to town on these guys. Yeah. You know, I don't actually have defenses there. But while this is running, let's see how much we've got. We've got 5. There's the 6th one on the way. So I might decide to put some speed modules in these or something. But we'll see. For the time being, though, I want to go make sure they don't blow up the entire base. Because I'm okay with pretty much most of that dying. I just need to make sure they don't get to my oil setup. Actually, you know what? These guys are not going to be doing much anymore now that we've got it cornered in a little bit of a different direction, so we can stick those guys up there. Yes, I know. Oop. Just a scratch. Looks like our copper mine is... I've completely disconnected it. Just never took the belts away. Alright, you idiots. Oh, you had some extra stuff. Sure, whatever. And then let's just stick this right there then. Cool. One object is being damaged. Where? I don't know. Anywho, let's head on back. Alrighty, so we got the uranium going now. I'll take that apart later. So hopefully that means we will be able to start up with some nuclear power very soon, which is exciting. It's going to be my first time ever doing nuclear in Factorio. So let's think for a sec. I've got 60 something of these, right? No. How many miners do I have? 70 miners. Crafting at what's the crafting speed here? Will not tell me. Mining speed 0.5. I don't know what this means. I think it's probably like a 3-second mine or something like that. I don't know. But that's chugging away. I don't know. So it's a little bit overkill. But I might as well anyways. Substations are useful. I already got 7. Trying to think if there's any way that I can... What do you want? You want laser turrets? Oh, I know you do. It's okay. Forget about it. Just go ahead and toss half of that there, the other half in here. So, this means that we should be able to make... We just take one of these here, and I want to make one nuclear fuel cell here. And one of those. 8 gigajoules. Here we go. Oh, it makes 10 of them. Look at that. So that's actually pretty good. Obviously, this entire setup gets improved once we get the Covarex enrichment process, which is probably going to be quite a while. Fuel value 1.21 gigawatts. That's a lot. So I'm assuming I can't put these in here because they have the fuel cell, right? Yeah, no, that's not a thing I can do. That's okay. Well, let's try and get ourselves a reactor. How about then? So let's look at these ratios a little bit. So, excuse me, we've got the circuits. Grab some copper, some steel, and some concrete. We can actually make one. Let's do that. Oh, I should not be here. It's like the scene from Ace Ventura. Alright, let's go ahead and sneak on in this way then. Oh, come on. Alright, so I said I wanted some copper. There's some copper. And some steel. And I got the circuits, so now I just need to go grab some concrete. And you know, I might start concreting the base as well, sort of soon. It's always a fun little thing to do. Just cover everything in concrete. I've got, what, like 4 chests of it at any given time. So I might do that as well. At some point here. Let's go ahead. Oh my goodness. My apologies. Swing on over this way. And up over here to the concrete. Cool. And you take 100. Only 100. No, I was looking at the wrong thing. 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nuclear reactor. Oh my goodness. There she is. So, when we put this in there, you make heat. It consumes 40 megawatts. What does that mean in terms of you? I think that just means that I can do, right, because that's 8 gigajoules divided by 40, which means that it burns it in 200 seconds. Okay. So we got these heat pipes here. Heat exchanger. Oh dear. That's unfortunate, but you can see we're browning out every time the laser turrets decide to fire up. So let's see here. Heat exchangers. Let's see. What is the minimum amount of heat that a heat exchanger can use? Let's look that up for a sec, shall we? So a heat exchanger. They produce. Heat exchangers will not produce steam until they reach 500 Celsius. So they can buffer. Steam production rate. This is quite complicated. Jeez. So I don't know what the heck this means. It's a lot of numbers. I'd have to think about it a little more. But let's just go ahead and set some stuff up anywho. So I've got one heat exchanger. I think. How many do you need for one? Let's see. First, let's make some heat pipes. And then we can make a couple more of these. It's basically copper and steel, so it's not super expensive, so we can go grab some more of it. Oh, that looks like a good place to stop. So let's grab some steel, grab some copper, and make a couple more of these. This requires pipes, huh? Well, I have pipes in the car. We got 3 of those. Why don't we get a couple more? Energy consumption, 10 megawatts. So does that mean that each one of these can support 4? Huh. And then we do want some turbines, which is copper and gears and pipe. So we've got some gears here, and some pipe. So we should be able to make a couple of these. That's a lot of gears. Let's go grab some more gears, how about? Oh, careful. Oh, geez, careful. Once again, my apologies for being muted so often. There are people who just come in and talk and they don't see stuff. So we're looking at this here. Reactor's heating up. So I was while I was talking, my apologies once again, but I was sort of DJing on the wiki page here. So it looks like when it says that it consumes 40 megawatts, and I'm actually going to go ahead and stick another one in there. When it consumes 40 megawatts, what that means is that that's what it outputs, and it consumes that from the fuel. So it converts the fuel to the heat at a rate of 40 megawatts. So that means that each one of these take 10, so we can support 4. But if we were to add another nuclear reactor here, what would actually happen is that the neighbor bonus that they get would double that. So we got one used up here. So it would double it for each of them, which would essentially be quadrupled. So that would give us 16 of these that we could power. And each one of these takes, how much water does it take per second? Does it tell me that? We're heating up, so we're getting close. Probably the same rate, right? Because so these produce 103 steam per second, and these each consume 60. So that's a little bit goofy. Yeah, it's a little strange, but that's okay. So I don't know how many you can power, right? Because this does 1,200 a second. Okay. So then 1,200 times that, so probably 11 I can fit, right? But I think we should be powering on here sort of soon. So we're still climbing up here for 7, 80. So so it's slowing down now, or not quite. So let's see if this kicks on. 9. Oh, starting to turn. So we've got the steam now. Okay. So this is going to continue heating up. What happens if the reactor heats up too much? If it's destroyed when it is above 900 C. So if I shoot it, it'll blow up. But I don't intend on shooting it. So right now we are making steam. Cool. So what were to happen if I would connect this? Let's see. Are you going to use any of that power? No, because you're using all of my solar. So this is, let's see, how much is solar doing right now? 30, 40-ish. Okay, so we're using some of it now. Aha, because solar's falling and it's nighttime now. Great. So, still not using it at full, but we'll see what it climbs up to. So it says that each of these does 5.8 megawatts. So we've got 8 of them. So we should expect right around 40. Because these last couple are not going to be going at full burst here. It's cool to hear him sort of speed up here. Uh-oh. What's your deal? Alright, that outpost is not looking so good. But let's see here. So we know, I bet you this is, yep, that's about to run out. So. That's a happy noise. Look at that, we got nuclear power. Amazing. Solar panels are completely off, and it's splitting the difference between that and these guys here. What if I don't want you to do that? What if I want you only to use nuclear? So say I were to turn that off. Let's see what happens now. Will it kick up and pick up the slack? Maybe. Solar panels are coming back on. I'm gonna go try and shut off the solar panels. I'm sure I've connected them elsewhere. There was once upon a time where that power switch was the only way something would be connected here. So if I disconnect, what is this all connected to here? So let's disconnect this one. Oh, that's the entire factory. Okay. Let's put that back down. So I should have it. I don't want that pulling up from there. Let's see. So if I connect it here, that should mean that all of this stays powered now. Right? Good. Okay. So that is this isolated. we can go ahead and take a stroll on the other side here, because I'm pretty sure that I connected the actual nuclear processing to the other side. Yeah, I did. So, why don't we grab some of these guys and just come on this way with it. So we'll disconnect you for the time being. Just bring that on over this way. Do that, sure. Okay, so now, I don't know why that was such a big deal there. Oh, okay. So right now, the reactors are doing nothing. So, I'm pretty sure if I flip this switch, solar is disconnected completely. Right, so now we can see, yeah, solar drops to nothing, and now the reactors dominate. So let's see what kind of pollution that's creating. Not a ton. You should be running absolutely full blast though. Yeah. So I was thinking that we should maybe have gotten 40 out of this, but it looks like maybe not. Huh. Well, here, let's go ahead and take another read up. Heat exchanger. 103 steam a second. You have all the water you need. Okay, so you're supplying roughly the other half. So what if now I disconnect all of it? What if I just say no more? You can have your precious little belt back, that's fine. But what if I just said I don't want any steam? So is that isolated now? Yeah, so that's totally isolated. So now we should be blazing it. Yeah, so now we just have nuclear. And that's going as much as it can, basically, looks like. It's distributing the load. Let's wait and see what happens when lasers are firing, just as I talk there. So it looks like we're pulling about 35 from this. So what was the cost again to make another one of these? So we just need more concrete and more copper. I'm going to try and stick another one down here and see if we can get that neighbor bonus going. So I want some copper, and then I just wanted a little bit more concrete, as I think what we said. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then another nuclear reactor down. So 46.5 looks like our cap here. And that's with the accumulators kicking in a little bit. So we got another one of these guys now. So I toss that down. No neighbor bonus because you're not active. So if we put that in there, now we get the neighbor bonus, which should mean that we're able to supply more now. Right, so I think that means that I can sustain another couple of heat exchangers. 16 more, in fact. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. Heat exchangers cost me copper and steel and pipe. Okay. So I want steel I want copper. And then I want some pipe. Okay. So that's another 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, something like that. Let's see. So 4, 8. We want 2 more here. And then we also want some more turbines. So we've got 2 there. More copper, more gears, and more pipe. So let's do 5 and then 6. Should just be another 4 here. Then we can go ahead and run this heat pipe down this way. We can get 1 more of those. And then I think we should still be meeting our power, yeah. So I think having these right here will cover both of them, yeah. Something is being destroyed. Oh, don't you dare blow up those pumps. Alright, let's see how this plays out. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Alright. So, we've got those hooked up now. We can stick down our extra heat pipe here. Oh, we need another. And now we said that we can remove that temporarily and stick down more of these guys. And then I think we can just get them both from here, right? Yeah. Oh, and now we're just out of power completely. So okay, beautiful. And I bet you we're not even using all the heat that we have right now. Yeah. Not even a little bit. So, this is a nuclear setup. Yay! So we're doing 43 megawatts right now, so we're not using everything. So what would happen if I capped this off with a tank? What would that do? That would be filling up. Okay, but now if I remove this, does that drain back in? It does! That's really cool. Okay, so that's an intelligent-ish system. And we've got another 8, because I'm pretty sure I can support another 8 heat exchangers here. Let's think. But that's cool that this holds that. I think I can actually put the substation on the other side, right? Will that just barely nick it? I think it will. No, it doesn't. Damn. Okay. So it does need to be on top. Let's see. This is where it has to be at the very least. Oh, that was a poor choice. Because now our factory has no power. So let's just stick this there. And now let's go ahead and do the following. We should be able to store the steam. Just like that. So now the only thing that we have to worry about is our actual production of the uranium fuel cells. So this entire time we've been talking, that has been going, so we can go check on that and then we'll call it good. If I could get over there without running into anything. Oh my goodness. It's like I'm blind. I promise I'm a better driver in real life. So let's go ahead and zip on this way. Let's see how we're doing. So we know that 1 makes 10. We've got 40. Oh my. So that's actually enough right there for the Covarex process. Well, 41 is what... No, 40, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's just 40. So, this will give us some of that back. That's fine. But we can actually take 20 of those. And I think it takes 19, right? So I want to make... Yeah. Let's go ahead and make that. And then eventually I'm sure we'll work up and build up some more. But looks like our sulfuric acid is still doing okay. So we've got the nuclear production. I'm sure our power is probably going to tank here in a little bit. But you know what I can do in the meantime is there's no reason not to turn solar back on. Oh. It's a lot of health, Mr. Rock. Let's drive over it there. I mean, it's nighttime now, but yeah. So now it's meeting it exactly as you'd expect to see with steam engines. But we can go ahead and turn this back on. Solar is once again connected. It's going to take the edge off of our reactors a little bit. And now we can go ahead and wander back over. Oh. So we're going to be having we're going to have 200 fuel cells. Oh my goodness, I'm just not paying attention. So that's going to be 200 fuel cells, which is enough for 200 times 200. Or I guess, well, 200 times 200 seconds is what I was thinking, but we have 2 reactors. So 200 times 100. So that's a little bit. It's a little bit of seconds. Couple, just a few. But where am I going? There we go. So that steam is pretty much all the way filled already. These reactors are 999, so we're doing good. So I'm sure I could set up an intelligence system here, but I don't think that's particularly necessary. I don't want these to shut off though. So let's see here for a sec. Let's do some quick maths. So we've got 50 times 200, which is 10,000 divided by 60. Divided by 60 again. So just tossing a stack of 50 in each of these could run the entire factory for about 3 hours by itself. Not to mention the extra steam that we've got here. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to toss 50 in there and 50 in there. We could add another little chest here for the extra stuff. Just take you out of there, and take you out of there whenever you're ready. Yeah. And I mean, solar is going to be bearing the brunt of the effort here. I wonder if there's a way to intelligently do this. I'm going to take out the 50 then. It's a little excessive. You're burning one of them, so you can burn that one. So we'll give you each a part of that. There we go. Yeah, so these are barely running just because solar is not. Well, you know, we've got the power. I'm just going to go disconnect solar because I can. I just love to see that just. Any Hoosiers. This has been really, really long. My apologies. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.